Well, after an extended break, we're back.
About bucking time. How long has it been?
Look, we had the hiatus, content slowed to a crawl. I would have had to get really creative with some of the submissions to even make 10 entries. Speaking of which, I've thought about including commentaries.
Wait, what?
Just for an example, Death Alchemist did an amazing piece here on VoiceOfReason, and I thought it merited exposure. Very simply, in Death's stance, there's certainly effort for his work and appreciation for the show and the characters. It's inspiring, and on top of that, knowing that Equestria Daily looks down on commentaries from top to bottom on the staff.
Well, we've made it clear we aren't EQD.
Damn right we're not. We'll be including some of these in the future. It will be on a case-by-case basis. On that note, I would like to chime in on I Love Kim Possible a lot.
Oh boy, here we go. This isn't going to go full rant mode, is it? You've got an entirely different video series for that.
It is not. From a year ago, I spoke with Samhat Lion. My apologies if I got that wrong. I warned him about working for I Love Kim Possible a lot because I was told by numerous bronies I respected that she treated her staff like crap.
So are you saying you're the OJKP hater?
Hardly. Back some time before that, I had gotten into a group called the Brony Analysis Rift. Every member in that group, top to bottom, hated KP's guts. I never heard a single kind word in that room about her. Mr. Lion had told me he hadn't taken my advice and had regretted his time under KP's employment. I assure you, there are more details with numerous stories on that topic, from numerous places, but a lot of bronies feel speaking out leads to needless drama. Look, you don't have to take my word for it. You can simply go to KP's videos and see how much appreciation any of her staff get. Oh, speaking of which, here's a link to Dulcet Tones' channel in the description, as well as an annotation in the video. Just click on his face.
Ow, my muzzle. I appreciate the effort, but we haven't finished yet.
If you've worked for KP and don't want to cause a lot of drama, simply say in the comments section, I did not enjoy working for KP. And if you did, by all means, share a pleasant memory. I mean, I've been wrong before. I find it kinda odd that there have been 0 positive videos popping up around KP right now.
You can't talk in those things. You said this wasn't going to turn into a KP rant, and we've got a schedule to keep.
Oh, right. Here are 10 new entries for Analysis Daily in Review. These entries should be no longer than 3 months old from the time of the release of this video. Please do not vote yet.
And, due to current events, we will not be considering KP eligible in this round. Dragon Trainer 201. How the alternate timelines came to be.
In fact, Celestia herself might have had to step in. In other words, Celestia spent time away from Canterlot, and that's when Chrysalis made her move. With Celestia gone, Twilight Sparkle herself may have had attempted to take on Chrysalis on her own, and lost. It's also possible that because Chrysalis didn't have enough time to sap away all of Shining Armor's strength, she took him and Cadence more seriously as a threat and dealt with them directly. By the time Celestia got back to Canterlot, it was already too late. Maybe she was ambushed. Maybe she was tired after dealing with the dragon. Whatever the reason, Chrysalis beat her.
Rosie Sievers. Fiendship is Magic, Volume 3.
I love the way they came up with their act after their first audition wasn't successful, and they got their new ideas after Sonata chews on bubblegum and made the pop noise, hence the song they had done in the contest.
I also think that the comedy was strong in this issue, especially with Sonata and the bubblegum. Also, this issue is one of the best artworks done by Anna Skarbowska. She captures the Sirens and Star Wars personalities really well, especially in the amazing final battle between them, or the Music Wars as it's called. It captures the spirit of music flawlessly, with them creating new instruments and different music genres as well, including barbershop quartet, rock and roll, and hip-hop. I also like how she designed the Greek-style version of Cancelot as well, as the Sirens themselves were inspired by Greek mythology, and this version of Cancelot was inspired by some of the ancient Greek architecture and the cities including the Greek capital, Athens.
Fatmanfalling. Pinkie Pride.
The central conceit here is that Pinkie Pie has a hitherto unheard of ego, and now I know what you're gonna say. But Fatman, you see, during the episode Friend Indeed, Pinkie's, dare I say, pride is on full display during the Smile, Smile, Smile song. This line specifically.
'Cause I love to make you smile, smile, smile.
Check and mate, sir. Good day to you. Yes, but making her friends smile is often depicted as a collaborative effort, even over this very line with Big Mac giving these kids a hayride. She tries to make Cranky smile with the help of the spa ponies, and by getting Rarity to make him a new wig. Nowhere in any episode is it implied that a smile is less valuable to Pinkie Pie if more than one pony contributed to it.
Death Alchemist. Scared but determined, a 2-bit commentary.
Throughout Scaremaster, Fluttershy made a genuine effort to try and enjoy the holiday. She tried the festivities and scaring ponies, but she didn't feel comfortable doing either. The moral is that it is okay to not enjoy everything your friends do. That is what makes the episode incredibly realistic and relatable to me. Why? Because I lived through this experience. When I was a little urchin, I had a traumatic Halloween that made me scared to go outside on Halloween night. Let's just say it involved a guy dressed up as Leatherface and a fake chainsaw that didn't look fake. After this shock, I also had nightmares about horror shows that really got me to hate Halloween. My family tried to make me more comfortable, but to no avail. After all their attempts, one of them said that I didn't have to go trick-or-treating with them and I could stay home.
The Watchful Pony. The Cutie Pox.
Alright, every pony, you ready for a real show?
Or we could just derp around some more, I guess. You know, episode, were you kicked in the testicles? Because that's the only explanation I can think of why you're meandering around like this. I swear to Christ, insane asylums don't have this much padding. This, right here, perfectly shows my biggest problem with the entire episode. There's just so much padding. Literally, none of this forwards the plot in any way, shape, or form. None of this creates conflict. None of this is necessary to the story. And it's not even trying to be funny. And you know what? If they had actually at least attempted to tell jokes, I may have been a little bit more forgiving. Because if they had done that, heck, I would have at least been entertained. But they barely even attempt to make jokes.
Tyandaga. How not to make a Mary Sue.
Have a better understanding of what a Mary Sue is. The problem with the idea of Mary Sues is that it's completely subjective, and it depends on your own opinion whether a character is one or not. It's kind of like with fashion. You might think wearing cowboy hats are cool and in good taste, whereas someone else might find it kind of tacky. So what you think is a Mary Sue might not be for someone else, and vice versa. So with that in mind, Mary Sues are notorious for being perfect characters, or close to perfect characters. They tend to have few to no flaws that would otherwise give them believable personalities. The fact is, we all have flaws, and nobody is ever perfect. So when you're trying to make a believable character, give them some flaws.
Stupid Private 913. Spice up your life.
Outside of Season 6, Pinkie and Rarity team-ups are just that, a rarity. But they really are a good team. Rarity's reserved classiness is balanced by Pinkie's unchecked, sugar-fueled enthusiasm. And the problem of how to save this quirky restaurant is well balanced, and definitely needs both girls to make it work. I only wish they would have spent more time showing either how much better Rarity is at getting the jet set to give the tasty treat a shot, or maybe just show how Pinkie's in-your-face style might really turn off the ritzy crowd.
Strebiskunk. On your marks.
Apple Bloom finally sees a dance class being taught by Photo Finish's Russian counterpart. Here, all the kids are dancing in pairs, so she figures at least she won't have to be by herself. Unfortunately, she goes full brony and introduces herself by saying, "Will you be my friend?" She's so focused on herself that she completely glosses over the fact that there's a boy in the class named Tender Taps who is obviously facing his own cutie mark problem. And it's actually the same problem that Sweetie Belle has with her singing. He's a great dancer. In fact, he's already positive that that's his special talent. He's just too afraid to perform in front of an audience. Thankfully though, this moping around bit isn't a complete waste of time. After meeting back up with the others and getting some sense knocked into her, Apple Bloom remembers the boy with the cutie mark problem, and the three of them go back to help him just in time for the big recital. And bungee jumping Scootaloo is officially the best part of the episode.
Tricky Fox. A small lesson on Changelings.
Before we talk about how Changelings are presented in the show, we should maybe look how Changelings are presented in folklore.
A history lesson? I thought I left it behind in high school. But alright, let's see. Let me just get my notes. In folklore, changelings are fairy-like beings that kidnap newborns and replace them. Is that right?
Well, almost. The term changeling usually describes the child left behind by the fairies. And we are not talking about I fulfill your wishes fairies. Fairies, or rather the fair folk, describes a multitude of magical beings, and not all are nice. The changeling myth is found all over Europe, but it's probably best known for the Celtic interpretation, though we also have them in Germany. Here they are called Wechselbalg.
NickyV, Brotherhooves Social.
Speaking of which, has it occurred to anyone else that this could have all been solved by Sweetie and Bloom competing together? I'm just saying.
Yeah, that could have happened. I mean, Sweetie Belle competed with Applejack last year. Maybe they were holding out hope from their actual sisters, but I got nothing better.
Oh, I've got something better. It's coming along. Right about...
To quote Crypto from Destroy All Humans, your way's more fun.